G'day everyone, welcome to That Other Show. Now there's plenty that I want to cover this week, and believe it or not, the total running time for this show was over 19 hours. However, it has been edited down to a measly 20 minutes for your convenience. How nice is that? So, crank up the volume, get those hips moving, limber up a bit, get thrusting, because let's let the introduction music take over. Episode 2 of That Other Show, and today is Friday the 23rd of November 2018. I am your host Lucas, and here with me is an expensive microphone that I just barely know how to use properly. Now I know there was just a show earlier this week, however, I've got time, so I'm making another one. So during this show, I'll be talking about the following. First up, Fallout 76 is getting absolutely slammed by reviews, and also rumors that Microsoft is going to release a diskless Xbox One next year. I've also got Black Friday sales because today's Black Friday, so happy Black Friday to those that celebrate it and all that sort of stuff, whatever it is. Last year I remember Googling what is Black Friday, and I've already forgotten what it is. Something to do with Thanksgiving, I don't know. Also, I'm going to have a quick mention about Fortnite being Game of the Year, says 2018 Golden Joystick Awards. And I got a new game and it's called That Other Description. We'll see how we go with that one. Alright, well let's get into Fallout 76 getting slammed by reviews. Okay, now I've got to approach this from a particular direction and be upfront and honest. I haven't played Fallout 76 as yet. There is a $10 deposit down on the game that I put a couple of months ago, which I haven't gone and redeemed. I haven't picked up the game. But the main reason why I haven't picked it up is because I think I had that realization. I mentioned it a couple of episodes ago on the Aussie Games Express podcast that the game doesn't look appealing to me. It kind of looks like an Elder Scrolls Online style game, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but for me, it's not a good thing. I'm not really keen on those kind of endless style games. I like a story to have a definitive start, middle, and end. But so anyway, Fallout 76, I've seen a few reviews of it, and it's getting absolutely shit-canned. People are complaining about the online experience being laggy, failing to connect, disconnecting halfway through playing but a game, even though nothing's really happening. And being a severe lack of direction in the game. I haven't played it myself, but just even from people that I know that are playing it, Snoogs, he's playing it and doing a review at the moment, which should be up on our website or YouTube channel soon. But even he's not real keen on it. He doesn't. From what he says, it's not worthy of the hate that it is getting. But it's not a fantastic game. He's been easily drawn away from it, still playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and other things to do rather than getting stuck into Fallout 76. It's a very different experience. It was always touted as being very different, being an online experience. But I feel like it's kind of falling into that territory of No Man's Sky, where it's being released very early and will eventually become something worth playing, but early in its release. It's not looking fantastic. Also, Alec from the Aussie Games Express Facebook page sent us a meme as well where the game was released a week ago, full price. A lot of people pre-ordered it, and now being Black Friday, there's a 30 or 33% discount on the game a week after launch. Now that's a slap in the face for those that bought it for full price. Kind of glad I haven't picked it up as yet. I'll probably get it when it's on sale well down the track. Alright, well that's it. Fallout 76, you're getting belted. Let's move on to the next bit. Okay, so there's rumors that Microsoft is going to release the diskless Xbox One next year. Now, this is something that was mentioned, talked about, rumored, whatever you want to call it, early 2012, 2013, before the Xbox One actually released. There was talk of the Xbox One, or whatever we were calling it, the Xbox 720 at the time. that it was going to be diskless, and there was a lot of uproar about it. Nobody was really interested in it, especially people from Australia, because our internet speeds are notoriously low compared to the rest of the world. Now, NBN is around. It's not everywhere, and with a maximum consumer, or just normal household speeds, maximum being 100 megabit down and 40 megabit up. That's a reasonable speed, which is not bad for a digital existence. However, not everybody has that. But then also, if you're releasing a diskless console, you're then looking at the inability to trade games, swap games, share them with your friends, sell them. All those sort of things really disappear. Also, the second-hand market really starts to dry up, and you are forced to pay whatever the online price is. So on the Xbox store, that's the only way you're going to be able to get your games. Not a bad thing to have the option. Now, the console is, well, if it does exist, because I don't know if Microsoft have come out and said this yet, they confirmed it. I think it's all just pretty good rumor and innuendo, but apparently they'll be a lot cheaper, probably $100 cheaper or something like that from what I've seen. Is a disk drive $100 to put in the thing? I don't know. I don't think it would be, but it's going to, I don't know, it'll save money somewhere. So it's going to be a cheaper console, cheaper alternative, but the reason why Microsoft, I would imagine, would be happy with that, because you're then fixed into paying the set prices for the games. So what they're losing in the cheaper console, they're more than making up for in the prices that you will pay for brand new games. In Australia, a brand new game is $99.95. That's your retail, but a lot of our stores sell the physical copies early on for around $69 or $79 Australian, whereas on the digital store, so the Xbox store or the PlayStation store, they're all $99.99 or $95 or whatever it is. So if you don't have the ability to get those cheaper disc copies because you don't have a disc drive, you're stuck having to pay the full $100. So they will definitely make up for the cheaper console with a diskless one. But anyway, it's rumored at the moment. It's probably going to happen. It's probably not a bad time for them to release something like this. It's only going to test the waters. You know, if it fails miserably, well, we'll put that on the back burner for a few years. We won't make that our flagship console without a disc. And if it goes really well, then maybe they'll have a diskless version or a diskless next generation of consoles. I'm not sure if we've got that in us for the next generation, but maybe the one after. And I guess this is testing the water. Someone's got to do it. So I think that's not a bad idea. It's not a terrible thing that if Microsoft are actually looking at releasing an extra Xbox without a disc, I think we'll see that go okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, let's take a look at Black Friday sales, seeing as though it is Black Friday here in Australia. I'm not sure if it is yet in the States. It's currently midday, but it is here. Let's have a look at some of the sales. Now, if we have a look at EA Games Australia, they're doing a kick-ass deal on the PlayStation VR. PlayStation VR bundle with Skyrim, $299. And I know you can get one as well that comes with... Oh, no, this one does come with the camera. So, PlayStation VR with the camera and Skyrim VR, $299. Apparently, it's saving $167, which is pretty damn cheap. And Afterpay's available, which is kind of handy if you don't have the coin to splash out. But some of their deals, they've got Spider-Man PS4, $57. They got $60 PlayStation 4 DualShock 4 controllers. But I think if you go across to JB Hi-Fi, I think they've got them for $49, those DualShock 4 wireless controllers. So that might be worth shopping around. Forza Horizon 68, or Forza Horizon 4, I should say, $68. God of War is $39. And Xbox One controllers are $59. So there's a few deals there which are worth taking a look at. Fallout 76 is still, is $98 for the Tricentennial Edition, which comes with a pop vinyl and an audio CD as well. Sims 4 for PCs, $20, and so on and so forth. So there you go. There's some pretty cool deals from EB Games. And we've also got Big W sales up here. Big one here, FIFA 19. So the current one, $35. That's a massive saving. and they've got the PlayStation VR bundle with, but not that other game I mentioned. What did I say it was? Skyrim VR. It comes with VR Worlds. So PlayStation VR with the camera, VR Worlds, $259. That is cheap. Very cheap. So that's a big W, that one. We've got a Fortnite Xbox One S for $299. They're managing to sell free games as a thing. I guess it might come with some V-Bucks or whatever. $529 for an Xbox One X with Fallout 76. $319 for a Spider-Man PS4 bundle. It's just a PS4 Slim with Spider-Man game. It's not a special edition, fancy-looking PS4 or anything like that. Then there's a whole bunch of headsets and all that sort of stuff. These guys have $49 for the PlayStation 4 DualShock 4 controllers. That might be where I saw that $49 one, not JB Hi-Fi. But hey, it's not an Australian holiday. But if we're going to get these bloody big sales, I welcome it. Bring it on. There's a few memes going around the internet with people going, "Since when did Black Friday become an Australian thing?" I'll tell you when I start saving money because of this stuff, that's when. Bring it on. I'll make it as Australiana as it wants to be. Kick ass. All right, move on to the next one. All right, now this one's going to be fairly quick. It's Fortnite Game of the Year, says Golden Joystick Awards. Now, the first thing that I just want to mention in relation to Fortnite getting Game of the Year in 2018 is Fortnite was released on the 25th of July, 2017. Invalid entry. Moving on. Alrighty, bring it home. This game is called That Other Description. And here's a game where I'm going to read out a description of a game, and I'm going to leave out the crucial details that obviously give it away. You, as the listener, have to work out what this game is. If you know it, post it on the Discord. Links will be in the show notes. And yes, there is a little thing, a little sub text box thingy in our Discord channel, the Aussie Gamers Express Discord channel, called That Other Show, for this show that you're listening to. Alrighty, let me start off with that other description. This is a fantasy action-adventure game with role-playing and puzzle elements set in a large, expansive environment. The player controls the series' protagonist from a third-person perspective in a three-dimensional world. You primarily fight with a sword and a shield, but can also use other weapons such as projectiles, bombs, and magic spells. The control scheme introduced techniques such as a context-sensitive actions and targeting system called Z-targeting, which allows the player to focus and latch onto enemies or other objects. When using this technique, the camera follows the target and you will constantly face it. Projectile attacks are automatically directed at the target and do not require manual aiming. Context-sensitive actions allow multiple tasks to be assigned to one button, this simplifying the control scheme. The on-screen display shows what will happen when the button is pushed and changes depending on what the character is doing. For example, the same button that causes you to push a box, if you are standing next to it, will have him climb on the box if the analog stick is pushed towards it. Much of the game is spent in battle, but some parts require the use of stealth. Exploration is another important aspect of gameplay. The player may notice inaccessible areas and return later to find them explorable after obtaining a new item, such as a bomb, so you can blast through walls, or other things to help reach distant places. So there you go. That is That Other Description. Do you think you know what that game is based on the description that I've given you? If you do, as I said at the start, post it across on the Discord channel. Okay, now just because I need to fill up a little bit of time, let's move on to just a bit of Babble. All right, now it hasn't released as yet, and it will be releasing this Sunday coming. Is the episode, I think it's 240 of the Aussie Gamers Express podcast with Greg and Snoogs. Now, they took it upon themselves to be complete recalcitrants when it came to following the rules that the editing Lucas has put down. that being in the way of banned words. Now, I'm not going to utter any of these banned words. Mind you, there is only one at this stage. However, they thought it was really funny to repeat said banned word over and over and over again during episode 240. Editing Lucas will not be defied, will not be put in such a position without any sort of pushback. So Editing Lucas has taken upon himself, I'm talking about myself here, this is really weird, talking about myself in the third person. I have taken it upon myself to put a stop to it, and it's quite interesting how I've decided to deal with it. Check out episode 240 when it comes out this Sunday for a bit of a laugh. In the meantime, you can head across and listen to episode 239, which is available right now. Links are in the description. You can check it out on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. It's all there. Just search Aussie Gamers Express. All right, let's go into finishing up the show. Well, that is the end for this episode of That Other Show. And if there isn't enough content in this show, then you will absolutely need to go and check out the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast, which is hosted by Snoogs Rem and Gretcher. I kind of feel like I'm repeating myself. Didn't I just say this? Oh well, can't have too much promotion. Check out the links in the description. You can also I did just say all of this without actually reading off the script. I'm not going to repeat that all again because that's going to sound like absolute madness. Anyway, a little bit shorter this week, but we'll make up for it next time. I keep saying a little bit shorter this week. I shouldn't say that. A little bit shorter this episode, because there may not be a show next week. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to be doing these shows. This being the second one in the same week that I've done the first one. Then there might not be one next week. Anyway, I'm not going to go through all that crap. Anyway, thanks for listening. I am Lucas from Aussie Gamers Express. And until next time on the other show, or Editing Lucas on the main show, Aussie Gamers Express, I will see ya.